I'm writing Saturday, August 31st, late afternoon. It's been 3 days since my last update, but it feels longer. I feel like I'm not sure what to even say or how to say it. I feel like I have gained so much in the past 3 days, and things have been transpiring so quickly. There has been so little time for reflection. There is no way for me to logically think through it all, so I will allow the words to flow through my mental barrier without hesitancy or attempting to process it thoroughly. As again, this is for documentation purposes, and one of the many things I've gained over the past few days is to control what I can, and that starts in the mind. On Thursday, the morning after my last video, I again spent the whole day attending to my needs and taking the time, attention, and proper steps, as I know them to be, and you will know yours. I will be doing a separate video on the particular modalities I am knowing to use as I move along, not to try and say they will work for everyone, of course, rather to just put the tools I'm utilizing to assist in my reclamation of self out there so others can have it. I also will be doing a video with the supplements diet I am using, as food is medicine and should be utilized as such. Here I will just stick to relaying my experiences with music frequencies humming and allowing my cleansing and healing to take place over the past couple days. These experiences have facilitated a most profound effect upon me. As then, I should clarify who exactly I'm referring to when I say me. I will relate the experience immediately prior to finding that out. So I was in another high vibrational, eyes closed, moving about, deep humming, gyrating, third eye wide open, moving not only heavy old energies, but moving the healing energies as well, also removing contraptions that would immediately, as they're moving out of me, they'd just immediately make itself known either as AI, this thing that can only be described in words as a face hugger that was actually in an upside down position with its body against the back of my neck and head with its legs wrapped tightly around my neck. That one actually took 2 or 3 attempts before it let go and was so locked in that I can feel the pressure of where it was now as I write. Also, there were other energies or totems would maybe help describe them that made itself known as a hex, a curse, witchcraft, magic type of things that came out. These things are all new to my personal experience, and when I am doing these clearings, there is no doubt that I know exactly what I'm dealing with and how to deal with it. Again, it is exhausting doing these and can last anywhere from half an hour to a couple hours, and that is a rough guess because there's really no sense of time. So I lay down Thursday evening and immediately go back into meditation, humming, shamanic drum frequencies, and instantaneously am brought into spirit. But this was something more. I don't know how long this journey lasted, but in that time my spirit communicated to me who I am. So I exist on 3 levels: my eternal soul, the mind, which is me writing, however the soul can manifest through me, but I have to be able to control my mind for that to happen. Through all these experiences, when I would merge with spirit, it is amazing, beautiful, powerful, and true, but as soon as I start analyzing or consciously trying to remember, while in that perfect state, I am immediately knocked out of spirit and all alone in my head, left to analyze away. However, my spirit has made it clear to me that this whole mind thing and reeling it in and controlling it are my responsibility, which should be obvious to the one called mind, but it wasn't, which just shows where I was at. And then there's the body. So what I have been working towards, which was alignment, has now been realized. Staying in that state for more prolonged periods will come with the disciplined mind. After the experience, of course, the mind wanted to get up and start writing, to document. Well, the body said no, and the spirit rolled its eyes. So I did what I knew was my responsibility and rested. Friday was the same. All focus, attention, and thought centered on the one I loved the most. Oh yes, I forgot to mention when I merged with Spirit the previous evening, I had again experience what the true love is, and I will tell you that it can neither be given nor received until it has been experienced and accepted within oneself. Absolutely impossible to even try and attempt to pretend to know what that pure, electrifying, life force feeling of true love is until it's been internalized. So Friday, more energy work. Not quite as much as the previous 2 days, as the body was wore out and required lots of rest, and the mind finally had no problem throwing in the towel and resting itself. Friday evening I lay down again to deep vibratory nasal humming, healing frequencies, and instantaneously Spirit took over and focused the healing and attention around my core area. This area I have known for a while is where I'm holding the deepest trauma and secrets. Spirit was focusing the vibration from my deep humming to my hips, lower back, butt, groin, and lower belly areas. It again was another experience that would need to be lived through to even grasp the enormous amount of pure energy and what that feels like. I am unable to properly vocalize, as the only sounds that would even come close to doing it justice would be humming. I had so given over to Spirit and was completely immersed in the experience that before I realized it, I was sitting up rolling my arms around a pregnant belly. My pregnant belly. Immediately I knew it was me inside the belly, but simultaneously the mind jumped in and was confused if whether I was now my mom, but again immediately Spirit conveyed to me to quit trying to think through it and allow the healing to happen. Like I hadn't even rudely interrupted again, I found myself caressing my pregnant belly and felt the healing energies enter the fetus, and I wept. I was so overcome with not only my own emotions, but I was feeling the overwhelming emotions of my mother, and I knew I forgave her. We were there for a moment, and all of a sudden I felt another's emotions and saw a little girl, my grandma, my mom's mom, and she was about 4 years old. She seemed confused, slightly scared, and hurt. This moment didn't last long, as I was overwhelmed to lie on my back again and the session was over. This time the mind allowed the rest to commence with no interruptions. The culmination of all that has transpired over the last few days has helped in calming the mind and automatic emotions and responses. I feel the maturity I've gained from this is exponential in years, and will require a humble, resolute path forward. As Spirit is constantly reminding me to relax, calm down, breathe, and let it happen. I have been fighting and hiding my whole life, and to finally have that inward solace, that peaceful place, that safe space inside, where the only enemy is the one I create. I have not even mentioned how this matrix was throwing every distraction and using all empty vessels for its purposes. During each one of these healing sessions, my phone would start buzzing like crazy with all types of notifications. Phone calls which I never get because my speaker hasn't worked in over a year on my phone. Old friends and acquaintances showing up out of nowhere. People banging on my door. Weird noises and sounds. Things dropping, and on and on and on. It certainly was a test to the will. This morning was hard getting out of bed, so I didn't. It took me 44 years to figure out how to take care of myself.